Welcome to Cobra Convos, the official podcast of Caldwell Community College and Technical Institute. This is where real conversations meet real opportunities. I'm your host, Ethan Hall, and each episode we highlight the people, programs, and stories that make CCC&TI a place where futures take shape. Hello, Cobra Nation. Welcome back to the Cobra Convos podcast. I'm your host, Ethan, and I'm here with
Justin Butler. I'm director of the music degree program here at Caldwell Community College and Technical Institute.
We're in a beautiful music studio here in the B building on our Caldwell campus. So, Justin, you play in a band.
I do. I've been playing, performing live and touring with bands since I was about 16 years old. Toured all over the East Coast, playing major festivals, performed in Canada, a USO tour in Japan through the Navy, and I just continue to do that.
And you're not the only instructor here that is doing music, not just teaching, they're actually performing, correct?
Correct, yeah. The majority of our instructors in the music program are performers, but also a lot of other instructors and staff on campus are performers. I'm always surprised the amount of talent that we have here in Caldwell County and Watauga County. It never ceases to amaze me. It's awesome. The faculty, I've noticed that they're really student-centered, and it shows in our student success. That's one of the big things that I've noticed about being here at Caldwell. I've taught many other places. I've taught private institutions, private 4 years, public 4 years, community college level, and the environment and the culture here is so unique that it's just an incredible atmosphere for learning, for degree attainment, for just self-enrichment for students. It's wonderful.
How does having active performing musicians as instructors benefit the students?
That's a great question. It's probably something that's easily overlooked and not really thought about. But when you have an instructor that is engaged in that field, in that discipline, it's going to benefit the students because of that expertise. Not only the expertise, but the networking that the instructor's already doing as a professional themselves really benefits the students because that opens up opportunities for the students. It's really something that I would personally look for as a student myself is I would want to be in a program where the professors, instructors are active in the field. They know what's going on, they know the trends, they know how to prepare students for work and careers in that discipline.
There are some offerings for non-major students. You want to get into what someone who isn't majoring in music, how they could benefit from a music class?
All the music courses, depending on what degree program the student is in, will count toward their degree requirements, whether it's a required elective or for music degree students, a required major course. But the self-enrichment aspect of it is really important. Also, just the well-being aspect of having something like taking a class piano course or being in our chorus really helps to relieve the stress of your day-to-day other academic responsibilities.
Great, and obviously we got drums, we got piano. What instruments can people learn?
Oh, we provide opportunities for everything. The traditional instruments that we usually see with students coming in are going to be woodwinds, brass instruments, percussion instruments, piano, voice, as well as guitar, bass, and a variety of different traditional instruments. Like usually you wouldn't see like a mandolin lesson or a banjo lesson on the collegiate level, but that is something that we offer to our students. For an opportunity, just like I said, to become a well-rounded person in general. But for our music students, we want them to also have those opportunities so that they can have their primary instrument, which may be voice or guitar or piano, but also secondary instruments as well to become more well-rounded musicians themselves.
Let's talk about the AFA degree structure. So someone that's going to major in AFA, what does it look like from registering to completion?
The AFA music degree program is set up that it can be completed in 2 academic years. But I always like to stress to students that this is not a competition. It's not a race to the finish. It's so we want to methodically plan around their schedule because everybody's different. Some people have other obligations. I have students that are full-time employed. Then I also have students that are parents. I have students that are working with elder care. We like to be flexible in that. It's 60 credit hours, so it's set up to be the freshman and sophomore year of similar to an undergraduate music degree program at a university level. The students complete their general education requirements, just like they would in Associates of Arts and Associates of Science. They would have music theory levels 1 and 2, ear training levels 1 and 2, we call it oral skills. Then class piano levels 1 and 2. There's a lot of levels in 1 and 2, right? Then an ensemble that could be a chorus, could be a concert band, could be ensemble, which is something that we're doing more popular and commercial music with. And we are just offering that for the first time on our Watauga campus. And then 2 semesters, a minimum of 2 semesters of what we call applied music, which is one-on-one lessons on your primary instrument. So if you're a voice student, it'd be one-on-one voice lessons or one-on-one guitar lessons with me. And that's about the gist of it. It's structured well, but also since myself and our other full-time music professor, Luke Bittner, are the academic advisors, we can be really flexible and come up with a schedule that benefits our students and their time.
So if you want to, you can get through it pretty quickly, but there's plenty of room for flexibility.
I'm glad you said that because we have students that have already completed an AA degree or an Associates of Science degree, and they've decided to come back to get the music degree for their own personal interest, or some of them actually have career opportunities. And to do that, they only have to really be here for 1 academic year since all the general education requirements are done. So it is very flexible.
What kind of opportunities does a student have when they major in AFA? What does that look like post-graduation?
So there are quite a few opportunities, and they're divergent in the way they go. This AFA music degree program is set up as a transfer program. So a lot of our students will transfer to a 4-year university to work on a bachelor's degree in music education, music therapy. We have students that have gone on to study music theory and composition, as well as musicology and performance. So that's kind of one track that would lead to a transfer. And then we also have a significant amount of students actually that once they finish their AFA degree, they start either teaching private lessons locally, performing locally. We have a lot of people that will do music ministries, like they'll come here to study music and the fundamentals so they can go on and do that and be like a music director at a church in the region. So there's a lot of opportunities depending if you want to transfer or if you just want to jump into a career in music.
So if you're unaware, we have 2 campuses. We have the one we're on now, which is Caldwell, and then we have one in Watauga. Not every program is on both, but this one is. So do you want to talk about how someone in Watauga can also get the same degree?
A little bit of history on the music program. It started about 1980 on the Hudson campus here. So we're in our 40th year of the program. When I became director in 2013, it was one of my goals to have the music degree program established on the Watauga campus. There were a few logistical things that we had to overcome, like acquiring a piano lab and a space for that on the Watauga campus, and we did that. So our students on the Watauga campus do have that opportunity to complete the AFA music degree, and that has been in effect for probably about 5 or 6, maybe 7 years. It's been a little while, so it's great, and it's nice to have that degree program included on the Watauga campus for our high country residents.
How do you balance creativity and performance with the technical skills you emphasize in class?
So there's a lot of application of technical skills, and that's really what I like to emphasize, because this music program, it is not theoretical, it's very practical. And I think a lot of aspects of community college curriculum are set up in a very practical manner, and I'm following in that line. So what we like to do is, so we might learn theoretical things in music theory or ear training, but then when students come to me for their applied guitar or bass lessons, I ask them what those skills are. Like, how do we transfer that to the guitar? You know, we can talk about how scales are built on paper in music theory, but Music is not a written art form. It's an oral art form, right? We perform it, we listen to it. So I like to engage students and help them take those things that they've learned in music theory, in class piano, in their ensemble, and how do we apply it to your musical instrument? And that way we start to be more creative. I think a lot of people are shower singers or car singers, and that's just a great way that you can take that creativity of making a melody on your own, and then seeing how it applies theoretically, and then how we can improve on our improvisations and our art form and our creativity through that solid base of knowledge.
So if you're a student in Caldwell or Watauga and you're interested in music, maybe you've pursued it, but maybe you're not sure the careers you can pursue, this is a perfect place to do that. So definitely reach out to Justin and Luke about taking some classes and learning more about music. So what's the best way that students can reach out to you?
I am available in many forms of communication. I have an office phone number, also my school email address, but I also keep office hours. And anytime anybody just wants to pop in, I'm more than happy to speak with them.
Is there anything you want to tell Cobra Nation before we wrap things up?
If anybody's interested in any of our music courses, it doesn't matter what degree program you're in, come speak with me or Luke Benton, our other full-time music professor, and we can discuss those courses, how they would apply to your degree pathway, and what you would get out of those courses, because we're very goal-oriented. And that's something that I would like Cobra Nation to realize is goals are important, and use your support structures here at the college, like myself, to figure out the steps to get from here to your goal.
Well, that is all for today, Cobra Nation. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll put all this information down below in the show notes. Reach out to our music instructors. They're awesome. You'll learn a lot, and we'll see you in the next episode.